Explosion everyone, welcome back to your beloved Atomic Chess Speedrun, the series that I actually haven't even lost a single game from the beginning until now. It seems like my testosterone level is perfectly fit for this variant. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. First game, we get a massive 2000 rated player, who has played over 3000 games of atomic chess. I am so dead. d4. At least I get the white pieces. Being able to control the opening phase puts my mind in a lot more ease compared to having to respond to each and every move from my opponent. e5. Knight f3. f6 here would be a nice blunder, but since this guy is 2000 rated, he's not gonna make such a blunder this early into the game. d5. Knight g5 is possible, and even though it's not very clear what I should do after that, it just cannot be a wrong move. f5. Knight f7 looks very annoying, but then he has queen h4 counter-attacking my king, and I will then have to respond to his threats while my knight won't be having any real threats on his side of the board. e4 instead. I'll keep the knight there for a while, at least it can help blocking his queen from coming out. f takes e4. I have an idea. Knight c3. Baiting e takes d4, exploding my knight, which blunder a king to queen e2 check, bishop e6, knight takes c6. Didn't happen. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Now that horsey is pinned, knight e6. Queen g4. g3 is forced. Kaboom. c3. Somehow things suddenly went very wrong very quickly. Bishop c5. That threatens to explode my f-pawn along with my king, but I don't want to just explode his bishop here and continue playing the game in his direction. Queen h5 check instead. Kaboom. I've just realized he could have just exploded my king. Kaboom. Knight c6. Bishop f4. I'm down a piece and a pawn. We'll play for a draw. Knight e5. Castle. Knight d3 check. He wants a trade, and I don't have a choice. Bishop f5. Aha. That blunders a king. Rook he1. Check. He has to block with the bishop. And then I sacrifice the rook. Resignation. That was close. I suppose it is never too late to lose in atomic chess. Second game, let's go. Second game, we get an opponent with approximately same elo with me. Knight h3. Okay, that is a strange opening. Just seeing a guy playing a rare opening is already making me nervous. But f6 cannot be a wrong move. Knight f4. That knight is threatening a lot of things, and it doesn't seem like I can defend myself from all of them. My only choice is to counter-attack. Knight d5 e6, knight c7, knight g4 f4, knight f2, trapping the queen. Let's go. Knight g6. That forks two ways of exploding my king. I have no other choice. It's not too bad, we're down a pawn now, but at least now the rook is open. h3. e5. e3. Not very aggressive. Knight a6. Bishop b5. c6 is kinda forced. He just wants to annoy me a little bit. I'm pretty sure he's gonna trade. There we go. d5. Okay, so even though we are currently down a pawn, my position should be significantly easier to play compared to his. I mean, I can even consider to sacrifice my queen just to get the number advantage. c3. Bishop f5. Threatening to explode three pieces. That will be very convenient. Didn't happen. Queen b6. I'll sacrifice my queen then. And it seems he also doesn't want that to happen. This game is going to take a while. d4. I don't even know what to do. May as well just push the center pawns to attack his king while he is still in the center of the board. Bishop a3. Aha. He is forcing a trade of bishops, but I don't want to make the capture and give him a free move. Bishop b4 instead. At least this bishop can pin his c-pawn, at some point that may come in handy. He trades. D takes c3. Reopen up the way for queen takes f2, exploding his king. d4. That blocks my queen, but opens up my bishop. f3. Castle. b4. He wants to activate his queen on the light squares. I'll let my queen take over them first. c4. Queen a4. Queen b3. Aha. That blunders a pawn. Castle. That rook is coming over to the b file, but a single rook just can't be a threat. I'll open the center. Rook d1. Rook d2. Kaboom. Okay, the rest of the game is just me trying to convert my advantage. There isn't much to talk about. Therefore, I will show you the fast version of the game. Two very great victory. Third game, let's go. After two great games against some very strong opponents, chess.com decided to give me a low-rated player to take a rest. Knight f3. f6 is forced. e3. e6. Okay, even though he is a new player, this guy is playing some heavy theory that I only see from high-rated players here. b3. I haven't seen anyone plays b3 before. It's time to counter-attack. Knight g5 here will make things very complicated. On second thought, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Never mind. He's threatening knight b5, forking a lot of things, but as I have already brought my knight out, maybe that is too slow. Knight g4. f3. That blunders a queen. Knight f2. Queen e2 is kinda forced. Knight d3 check. Kaboom. Knight a6. He still wants to trade. Well, I don't have any more knights. It's time to slow the game down a bit. d5. Knight c3. Bishop b4. Castle. e5. Knight b5. And apparently I blundered my queen. Bishop h3. Oh no, my queen. He doesn't fall for it. You know what? No. I will not accept the fact that I blundered my queen against a beginner. Maybe by skimpily saving the woman I am eventually blundering my king in an unexpected way. But my ego comes first. Knight d6 check. King f8 is getting knight f5, forking two explosions. King d8 instead. Bishop b2. f5. Rook c1. c6. I could have just exploded that rook. What am I doing? e4. Finally. Queen g5. Basically a checkmate. Atomic chess speedrun today. 300% win rate.